All right, welcome to the Cha-Ching Cha-Ching Friday. That's what I should call it, the Cha-Ching Cha-Ching Friday, right? But normally I really don't trade on Fridays. I typically take off. But here's the deal. I saw something really, really groovy. You remember that word groovy? I seen something really groovy on this particular trade. Let's take a look at it. I want to see exactly what would you have done on this trade. So now if you look at this, today is May 5th. I'm sorry, May 6th. 2022. So even if you go back a year from now, you should be able to see the same exact candle pattern. So what I'm using is a combination of the Sexy Analyst along with Simplicity combined. You can see my Simplicity zones here, my Simplicity arrow there, and the rest is basically the Sexy Analyst in combination. So from the daily standpoint, these red zones right here, this 4 hour this right here, this represents our Simplicity strike zone. So when price action come in here for a sale, we start paying attention. If it comes into this aqua area for blue, we start looking for buy opportunities. As you can see here, came in here, sold off, 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 and now here we are. Okay, so that's Simplicity along with the arrow. Now, I'm going to give you a quick run through, and then you tell me, would you have bought, would you have sold, or would you have left alone? So here I'm looking at it from the daily time frame. And if I draw just a little cute little zone going right on across here, I see that this is a strike zone. Okay, so I see price action is tap dancing here. And you can see my trend line. It's been touched and it's tried to be retested here. So that was key number one. Number two, it's sitting in my Simplicity zones right here. So that tells me get ready. Number three, I see that it's also touched up here on these dots. These yellow dots represents resistance and they're automated as well. This one represents support. So you see it touched up against resistance, trend lines. This is our demand zone, which is automated. Okay, so everything up in here gives me exactly what I look for. And if I took out this Simplicity zone, this little pink zone, it'll still give me what I call my three amigos, okay, which is where the trend line is touched, resistance is touched, and it's within the demand zone or a supply zone, okay? Either way it goes, that's what I look for, all right? So now, let me drop down to the 4 hour. Tell me what you see. Bing, bing. There's just no way you could not have seen this. Remember, I keep teaching you guys about getting in on these retested areas, okay? Look how far back. All I did was go here, get my horizontal line, and I just drew it across. All right, so basically you can see right here why the resistance dots are coming in, because prior resistance. You see that right there? Okay, you see it? So it came up here, dropped out of there. Came up here, dropped out of there. Came up here, and look at what it's doing. It's dropping out of there. Okay, simple, simple. There was just no way you couldn't have seen this. Okay, here it is from the 1 hour. Okay, so again, here goes my horizontal line. And if I remove that out the way, so not so much clutter, what would you have done on this trade? This is the USD CAD on the 1 hour. See, it touched, retested again, fell out of there. Came back, see the three amigos, trend line, support dots, supply zone, bounced out. Okay, resistance, touched the trend line, resistance level, fell out. Okay, so it came up but didn't come all the way, but that's okay. My point is, do you see what would you have done in this area? Everything, and notice how I'm just clicking through my charts. I'm not marking anything up. As soon as I click on it, you see how the supply and demand zones pop in automatically by themselves. Everything is done for me. I don't have to sit here doing all this stuff no more like I used to. It just pops in there. Bam. See how it popped in there? And it just lets me know, hey, this is a good area. Now, what do I anticipate happening? I think if I closed out the trade right here, of course, I can walk away with some pips for the weekend. Because I'm literally about to go out of town with my wife for Mother's Day. But you know, I could close it out right here, have 15, 20 pips. That's a nice little scalp trade, nice little weekend money. But, you know, the other thing I can do is just sit and be patient, because if this is a good area of entry, you see where my entry is going right across this green line. It's where my entry is for new people who've never traded. My green line is my entry. Look at this entry, okay, from the top. So if you're looking at it from the bottom to the top, from crest to crest, meaning from top to bottom to top. Okay, this going even back to here. Look at where my entry is. You can see it going all the way across to here. And by the way, this is a live account. Okay, live. You can see it right there. you can see right here, look at when it was right here and look at all those pips. Okay. Came up. Look at this, just a few pips above it. Boom. So this would have been a good entry area here and before it made a major collapse. And here I'm back in it right here. Okay, right in the same area. And let me draw it across so you can see this. So you can see exactly what I'm looking at. So what would you do? Well, there's two things you can do. You can take a little bit of shaving of the profit off and take, knock a little bit of this off, lock in some gain, and then let the rest roll. You can do that, which is what I'll probably do, because I think on the Monday or the Sunday and Monday, it'll probably pull back up a little bit, do one more retest, and I can knock it down to more. I can get back into more. But you see the point. If I draw this right on across, isn't this a perfect entry in your opinion, right? Okay, I'm going to draw from here. Look at this entry. Going all the way back to here. See, this is off the daily. Every time it came up in this area or near, it came out. Came up, came out, came up, came out, came up, dropped, 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 and here I am now. Okay, so anyway, this is the Sexy Analyst in combination with the Simplicity System. Two different things people are always asking, so which one should I start with? Well, here's the question you got to ask yourself. Well, number one, if you are a person who just like to be an independent trader and you just want to be able to have some automated trading tools, which are drawing your trend lines, supply and demand zones, support and resistance levels, and so forth, and much more than what's here. Your Fibonacci levels, as you can see, I got my fib levels. Those are automated. You can do Fibonacci extensions, which is also automated. We have all that in there. Plus, we have the two scanners that comes with it, which will send you alerts when the support and resistance dots touch. And we also have a second scanner when the price action touches the actual trend line. So if it actually touches a trend line, you will get an alert, whether a buy or sell opportunity, right? Okay. So those are all the trading tools, and it's just $29 a month. Really, really cheap just to be able to have these automated trading tools so you can just click and it'll automatically do everything for you. Again, as you can see right here, you can see why I placed my stop loss above this level, because when it got touched multiple times back this way, it stayed right here, and I have my resistance dot. So this will be the good level to pay attention to and see within a glance. I can make a decision. I said, oh yeah, this is a great entry. All I have to do is just hold this trade for a little bit as a swing trade. You know what I mean? As a swing trade, and then possibly this thing can go ahead and drop all the way back down to this level here, to the 78.6. See, I don't have to draw the Fibonacci's in. It's automated. So as soon as I go to a time frame, a separate time frame, they will readjust themselves automatically. And why you see two? Because I have the Fibonacci's and the Fibonacci extension, in which you can turn them on or off. But again, it's just cheap, $29 a month to be able to have my automated tools to quickly do the job that used to take me, oh God, I don't know the amount of time away from my family to do it. So if you just want to be the independent trader and do your own thing, then hey, you don't, get the Sexy Analyst. It's cool. But if you want education and you're kind of new to trading or you've been struggling for a long time, I suggest get Simplicity first. And therefore, you'll get classes with myself and Miss Jenny several times a week live, where you can actually talk to us, engage with us, ask questions. You'll have access to a community of traders and so forth and so forth. So it comes with a lot more benefits, and it's just a one-time fee. So go to superezforex.com and click on the join button if you want to have a community plus education plus the Simplicity trading system with the zones, the arrows, and all that stuff. It's only a one-time fee. Just pay that, and then you're in for a lifetime. Okay. But again, if you just want to be an independent trader, you don't want education, you don't want a community, okay, then just get the Sexy Analyst. That's the difference. Me personally, and a lot of my students, they got both the combination, okay? Because again, it's just easy to smash the market. Some of this stuff is just no-brainer. It's just no way you can't see it now. Like this trade, there's just no way I couldn't have seen this. How could I not have seen this? This is just a simple retested area. How can I not have seen this? See, look at this. I just draw one horizontal line. You can see it's touching. Okay, broke above a little bit, but came back down. Now it's right here again. Where do I place my stop loss? Above all this noise area, right here. and I just sit and wait. And what's even better, and let me show you this, because normally I do this, especially on a 4 hour. I was looking at it from the daily, but here's what I do with my demand and my supply zone, which is what these green and red areas are. I usually use these as a way of using for my stop loss areas, okay, to give a comfortable room out of the way. Now, again, you can go to a lower time frame like the 1 hour, and you can use it there. See? So as you see, it automatically automated the supply and demand zone. All right. So I can just put my stop loss above the zone itself. So even with that tool, you don't have to sit there figuring out, well, where should I place my stop loss? This is how Uncle P actually uses the zones, the supply and demand zones. I use them to place my stop loss below or above it, so that I know, okay, if this is the area and it's framing it out for me, then all I need to do is just to go ahead and put my stop loss accordingly. Okay. So anyway, that's a trade breakdown for you on the USD CAD. As you can see for right here, what would you do in this situation? Would you buy? Would you sell? If you're in this trade, what would you do? Would you hold it for a little while, having confidence, knowing that, hey, my stop loss is right up here, you know, and again, I can bump it up if I'm going to use it off the 4 hour time frame. I can do this, just move it up right above that zone. Okay, so I have a very comfortable stop loss out of the way of noise. Every time it came to this area, historically, drop, historic, drop, historic, drop, historic, drop, historic, drop, and here I am. You tell me, what would I do with this trade? If you were me in this trade, would you close it out here, or would you go ahead and hold it for a little bit? I think you would agree it would be wise to just maybe hold it a little bit, because my risk on this trade is 39 pips. But if it comes back even to this level, the 23.6 Fibonacci level, which you're seeing it was automated, look at this. See, it touched. This is a very popular area. The Fibonacci level, you see that? Going all the way back over here, you can see that this was a very, very popular area. So if I decide to hold it that long, you know, it's up to me. Okay, that's 100 pips. And I'm risking how many pips? 39, okay? I'm risking 39 for 100. Yeah, I think I'll hold the trade. I'll hold it. Let it ride for a little bit. Okay? Anyway, I'll wrap this video up. You guys have a great weekend. I'll post this one today, and I have another video on Sunday. Make sure you watch that video. It's going to be a very, very full breakdown with explanations and everything else to kind of really help coach you on trading. And again, whether you're using my system or somebody else's, it's all good. Just make sure that you understand that get a trading system where it's a no-brainer situation where you can completely and easily see exactly what's going on. If you can't see it, then you can't do it. All right? Have a good weekend.